उधर सांबर है, इधर टाइगर।
सांबर
अच्छा उधर से कॉल आ रही है।
कोला जी।
हाँ हाँ ये अलार्म कॉल होती है।
ये
हाँ
हो सकता है टाइगर इधर ही उतरेंगे जब आगे सांबर है ना।
लेकिन टाइगर है और ये दुनिया का सबसे खूबसूरत एनिमल है।
The beautiful landscapes, the rich history, and the mighty walls of the fort in the backdrop make this part of Ranthambore the most demanded safari zone of the park. This is Zone 3, and we are going to take you on a virtual safari tour with us. For life to flourish, especially in a deciduous forest like this one, water is essential. Every drop is like gold, and this zone is a gold mine when it comes to water resources. Not only is it rich and beautiful because of the ancient remains all around, but also it has multiple natural water bodies. And because of its immense popularity, thousands of people visit this zone every year. The booking for Ranthambore opens more than 90 days in advance, and this zone is the first one to get sold out. So what makes this zone so insanely popular? Well, there are many reasons. The first one is the thriving ecosystem. With multiple water sources and ample food, this zone has a more than decent population of herbivores. There is abundance of prey for the predators to hunt. When a tigress gives birth to the cubs, she has to hunt almost every day to feed them and transform them into healthy, strong, and bold tigers of tomorrow. And she can't go far off distances to find food, as this might put the cubs into danger. So this zone is the most preferable, not just by the tourists, but also by the tigers. All the world famous iconic tigers of Ranthambore almost once in their lifetime ruled this zone. We also did a morning safari here, and before the sunrise we entered the zone. You cannot see it clearly, but this is the iconic banyan tree, and this is within 100 meters of the zone entry. It is believed that this banyan tree is the second largest banyan tree in India. There was information that Tigress Riddhi was seen close to the main gate the day before, and we were all tracking her. Talking about Riddhi, aka T124, she is the current ruler of this zone. After pushing her mother T84 or Arrowhead and her sister Siddhi, she became the queen of lakes. Riddhi's bold attitude helped her gain dominance over this territory. If you search her videos on YouTube or Instagram, you would see that she is always active. These days, she is seen mating and hunting with T120, Akka Ganesh, another bold male tiger. So we spent the first hour of the morning scanning through the key spots, moving past one lake after the other, hoping to get some signs. Out of all the tigers we have seen in the wild, Riddhi is one of our favorites. Watching her is like eating popcorn. No matter how much you eat, you just cannot get enough. With all this water all around, the first set of predators we came across were the river monsters, the giant crocodiles of Ranthambore. We believe that this zone alone has more than 100 crocodiles spread across different lakes, and their main source of food is the fish and the deer. All through the summer, you can find these river monsters resting by the banks with their mouths open. The reason why they have their mouths open wide is to maximize the heat gain and minimize the water loss. This is the differentiating factor of Ranthambore, and more so, Zone 3. You see, centuries ago, this place was a big playground for the kings, and there used to be an entire kingdom out here. All these ancient remains throughout the park are just a sneak peek into what our rich history looked like in reality. And that is exactly why many documentaries from the famous wildlife media channels like Nat Geo, Discovery, BBC were made in and around Zone 3. Even currently, there was a team of wildlife filmers trying to document Riddhi and her life. To get the permits of filming these documentaries, these companies pay a handsome amount, which goes up to more than rupees 1 lakh per day. And then to that is the added cost of the cameramen, gears and other logistics. If you convert this in dollars, it's around $2,000 a day, which is nothing for the media giants. And it's easy to identify them. They usually would have no seats in the rear of the vehicle. They would have big cameras and gears, and you would find them professionally tracking the tigers with total respect to the rules of the jungle. And of course, they have good connections with the forest staff as well, which helps them get the latest update on the sightings. We're not the only one whose attention Riddhi has gained. She is a very, very unique tigress, and a lot of wildlifers believe that she has full potential to be as famous, as bold, and as ferocious as her great-grandmother, Macchli, the most photographed tigress in the world. Some of the incidents which make Macchli so famous is that she fought a 13-foot-long crocodile and killed it. And years later, in a viral video, Riddhi was seen doing something similar when a crocodile tried to attack her during her wild boar hunt. The second one is living for 19 years, which is rare in the wild for a tigress, and then fighting off huge dominant male tigers to protect her cubs. In fact, towards the end of her life, she lost her one eye and still managed to survive for a few years, which is another example of her mighty spirit. And finally, her comfort with the safari jeeps. Tigers are naturally shy animals. They avoid humans as much as possible and prefer to live a solitary life. The only reason why she was photographed so much was because she confidently walked next to safari jeeps, sometimes even using them as a cover to hunt. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, Ranthambore is also home to a wide variety of birds. Not the best in the country, but you can find some good species here as well. A little unfair to them that the tigers here are very bold, so people hardly get any time to notice them. But they are also unique and peaceful birds which are fun to watch doing their daily routine. So with no luck anywhere for anyone throughout the morning, the safari folks started getting restless. We also released our episodes from Zone 2, 4 and 5 of Ranthambore. Please watch them if you have not already. I have put the link in the description below. So talking about birds again, there is one bird which is loved more than many others all across the world. They are so interesting, so beautiful and also so rare to watch that when you see any of their species, you have to capture it all. And that is the owls. Do you know that owls can rotate their heads a maximum of 270 degrees without any physical damage? One of the most common myths about owls is that they cannot see during the day, as in they are blind, but that's not true. Of course, they can see better at night and their vision is slightly blurry when the sun is out, but they can see very well during the day as well. They might look tired and sleepy, but that doesn't mean they are blind. Now talking about that one place in India where spending the night would be invaluable. If there is a bidding for the night stay, I am sure it will beat all the other 5-star and 7-star hotels of the country. A royal palace constructed by the royal families of Rajasthan to enjoy watching tigers from their courtyard. The Yogi Mahal. Earlier, this palace used to be open for tourists to visit and for VIPs to stay, but now it's all shut down. No wonder this is one of the most photographed monuments of Ranthambore. When Rajiv Gandhi became Prime Minister, he stayed in this palace for 2 days. Back then, the per night price to stay here was Rs 65 for a room, which was later increased to Rs 200 per night after his visit. I wonder if this is still available for renting today. The price would be easily Rs 50,000 to Rs 1 lakh per night. And by the way, another beautiful frame of Ranthambore, a deer and a peacock in a single frame. The vibrant colors and the golden backdrop, simply amazing. The morning did not go as we expected, but we were not disheartened as we had already seen 4 different tigers during our visit here. If you also want to plan a trip to Ranthambore, watch our video on how to make a budgeted trip to this park. You can also comment your questions and we will try to answer them as soon as we see them. Currently, the sightings in the park have been severely affected by the heavy rains, but we are hopefully going back in November and we will keep you posted on how our trip went. Irrespective of the sightings, we will share our experience with you all. For now, it's time to say goodbye, but we will be back soon with more such videos. Till then, keep discovering wild paws.